Hello, woodchucks and farmers. Welcome back to Oceanside Forest, and something has happened I didn't think I'd even get to in this series, but it's happened. The sawmill is full of wood. I can't even get the rest of these logs into the mill currently. I think I got all the logs over from cutting down a lot of trees, and I cut down a lot of trees. Something I'm going to do here, if I go on in to my stats here, I think we were just over like 1,000 trees cut. I'm almost up to 1,300. I think what I'm going to do, instead of just paying every 100 trees, I'm going to pay for the next 1,000. So I've already paid for the first 1,000. I need to pay for the next 1,000. So I want to pay again until I get to about 2,000. So we're going to pay Billy $50,000. Money's not an issue, as you can see. So let's go in here and we'll pay remove $50,000. He's prepaid now up to the first 2,000 trees, which is good. And I'm also going to get rid of the stumps as well, because I've been driving over a lot of them. Remove stumps. Thank you for that. Yeah, this series wouldn't be where it is without that mod right there, because cutting down 1,000 stumps would take me forever. The trees take a while as it is, and transporting trees takes a while as it is, even with all the mods I'm running. So, yeah, the sawmill is running really, really good. I don't know if it's going to be running in the morning. Can it go through 1,000,000 liters of wood in let's see, 8 and 4, in 12 hours? About to find out. We're about to find out, because we need to move on to next month. Let's go over here and sleep the night away. And we're going to have a whole bunch of money in the bank account, because remember, wood beams, long planks, bark mulch is all sold automatically from the sawmill. Yeah, we're up to $1.7 million. Money, not an issue anymore. Let's teleport up to here. Is the sawmill still going? Did it fill up with wood chips? Is it... the planks may be full. Wow, it's already down to 138 liters of wood left. How many planks do I got? 461,000 liters. That's 461 pallets I would have to bring down to the sell point. But that is a decent problem to have, I suppose. I did also fill up the firewood production building, so that should be still running. And it is. We will sell that in December. Once we sell this in December, I'm probably going to put this on auto sell as well. I think that can only be sold at the sell point. View all sell points. That might go to Billy as well. It does, but the price is pretty much the same. As long as it doesn't go to the shipyard, which seems to give us a lot of cash. I mean, wood chips right now, it says I got, well, $1.8 million worth of wood chips and $2 million worth of planks. Well, it's time to get to work. We will go over and see how many trees, you know, like I said, I cut down about 250 trees over there. We'll see roughly what it looks like. But we need to get other work done today, first and foremost. Now, the chickens and, no, sorry, just the chickens, they should be, or should have reproduced overnight. So, let's see, I'm going to need the truck here next anyways. But we're going to stop over and see how many chickens we got. You know, we had 8. Now, they can reproduce anywhere from 9 to 13 chicks per hen. So we could have pretty close to 100 chicks in here. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sell the original 8 chickens that we have, because they're going to reproduce every 2 months, and I don't think we can keep up with that. But if I sell the adult chickens and just leave the chicks, they're going to take 6 months before they mature and reproduce. So we're up to 86 chickens. And, oh, we can hear the little chicks. Yep, they're just not chickens. They're tiny, tiny little chicks. And they actually have the little chick sound, which is pretty cool. So the question is, did I get any roosters with that? Where do I need to go? I need to go here. Let's see if we got 1 male rooster. So we actually got 46 males and 32 females. But we're going to go in here and we're going to go ahead and... no, I can't be in there. Sorry, I got to be actually right here. And I'm not going to transport them or anything. We're just going to go ahead and sell them. Where is that trigger? There we go, I think. So the male is only worth $2. That's fine. Let's go ahead and sell him. And the female, we got 7 of those, and sell those. Now, we should be all set, so no more reproduction for a while. Now, a mod that just came out is going to help us out quite a bit. is now there's a mod that tells you roughly how much food the animals you have will need for the next year. So daily food right now for the amount of chicks that we have, it's showing 40, we're going to need 436 liters per day, and yearly 12,253, which currently we can manage because we already got that in there. So that'll be good. The ducks, now on the other hand, they should not have reproduced overnight because we've only had them a month, correct? Let's go ahead and make sure everything's going. Yeah, this says animals 8. So we got a ways to wait on that. Well, not a ways. Next month. But if we go and check on their stats, right here, the ducks only require 124 liters per day / per month. And for a year, they need 1413. So right now, we're all set. We'll do the same thing with the ducks when they reproduce. We'll sell the original 8 and let the others grow up, and then we'll figure it out all then. So currently, right now, I think we're all set on the animals. Just really need to get to the next harvest season. I hate to rush this. I'm not even done with this harvest season. I'm thinking next harvest season. Do I have enough? Are we going to have enough land for the animals and take care of them? Well, we won't really know until next year. We'll have to wait and see. So coming over to here, we're going to go ahead and spread lime on this field here. Because now in September, we can plant lime. I got lime on my mind. We're going to be spreading lime. We can plant the wheat down this month. And I want to get the wheat done this month. That way, the sooner we plant it, the sooner we can harvest it next season. Let's get this attached. And come over to here. The deer seem to be enjoying the fresh soil of a plowed field. There we go. Now, someone did ask or made a comment of why make new fields? Why not just expand the fields that we currently have? That is the plan. That's what we're doing. I don't plan on making any new fields. Currently, you just got to make the fields that we have bigger. Currently, right now, and once the fields will get big enough, and maybe if we have enough feed, then we'll make another field. It'll be up the hill a little bit, a nice flat area where people have said at the edge of the power lines, at the northern end of the map, is a good place to put a field, which is really flat up there, and we could put one there, but just got to make the fields that we have currently bigger. Except for the one on the steep hill that we're going to be harvesting here shortly. I think we'll leave that one as is. We'll have to see how the combine handles that hill in a moment. We do know that planting that field, if I go side to side, it'll probably be okay, but the harvester, we're about to find out. So we'll be putting wheat in this field. Going to be putting wheat in the other field where I've been cutting down the trees. I did say that little area probably had a couple hundred, and I underestimated how many trees were there. Spent a long time, I think about 4 hours, just cutting down trees, delimbing them, while the tree harvester does all that. And then, of course, transporting the logs. Thank you, Autoloader, for that, because if I had to do all that manually, let's face it, if I had to load the logs manually into a logging trailer and cut all the stumps myself, this series probably wouldn't be happening. It would be just way too much work for one person to do. That's for darn sure. I don't mind cutting down the trees. I can do that in some, I don't want to say spare time, but yeah, I just sit there when I have like a half hour to an hour of a video rendering or just checking on, reading some things or doing some research. I go in there and I cut down some trees. Clear them on out. Of course, I just realized I probably should have hired Frank or Francine or the Frank Corporation to go ahead and take care of this field for me. But other than harvesting the other sorghum field and then start to replant, I really don't have many jobs that definitely need to be done today. But now with the sawmill almost empty again, and it will be probably in about an hour or so, that means I can put about 250 more trees in there, and it'll be full once again. Yeah, the money at the end of the series is going to be ridiculous. We don't have a loan. Maybe a few other purchases would not be bad. And I forgot to look up for a See and Spot sprayer, like the Rubicon on a mod hub. Gotta remember to look for that. I've been kind of just focused on the mod hub for American Falls to get updated, because I know it's in testing for it to be updated, and I want that series to... I want to be able to move on with that series, even though we're still having an episode tomorrow. I don't know if the if it's going to be on an updated map or the current map the way it is. As I'm recording this, it is in testing. And the reason why we're kind of waiting on that one just a little bit, because it will require a new save game. At least that's what Lancey Boy said on the Facebook page a couple weeks ago. Don't know if that's changed or not. I don't think it has, but we'll wait and see. All right, let me go get some more lime here, because I'm not going to have enough to finish this field. Nope. Lime, please. Money is no object at this point. I'm actually thinking, since money is not really an object, as for hauling the header around for the combine, maybe we'll get ourselves a JCB fast track to get it from point A to point B. And I can use it for other things as well. More tractors than what I need for the farm, that's definitely for sure, but since money is really unlimited here, and it's only going to just get more and more with the sawmill running, you know, why not? If it gets to be too many tractors around the farm, we can always sell them, or then start getting a tractor that could, I don't want to say do it all, but do more than one thing at a time. The small doits will keep that around to, you know, put straw into the chicken and duck pens. But by getting rid of those adult chickens, though, we should not have any more chickens being born until next May. So that, I think, is what's going to really help us out. And getting up to 10,000 chickens and ducks, as you can see, it's not going to take that long. Because you got to realize, we just had 8 chickens, and we went up to, what, 80 some odd chickens? So now picture those 80 chickens all given, you know, reproducing at the same time. We're going to be up over 500 chickens. And then they're going to reproduce every 2 months, as long as we keep them. So it's not going to take long to get up to 10,000. Same thing with the ducks. Now, the one thing I'm going to try to do, and it could be somewhat difficult, is, you know, the roosters. Now, the one thing I still haven't tested in FS22, and if anyone actually does know, and just don't guess, please, because that just makes things worse, do the roosters in FS22 produce eggs? Because if they do, then I'll keep them, because I'd rather get the eggs from the roosters than... Well, it's not like we actually need the money from the eggs either, is it? So maybe I should just sell the roosters at all times? And is one rooster enough for the other 9,999 chickens? I mean, for one rooster, that might be enough. Don't know. We can go ahead and park this right over here. We are going to put down a small shed for the small implements. I know there was a couple comments about putting these small implements in the repair shop, but I can still see myself doing the same thing. Like, I'll put something in the corner, then I'll put something in front of it. I'm just going to get like a small shed to where we can have one small implement and one little bay, and that way I won't be burying things. All right, so next thing I want to do is I want to grab the doits. That's a T8. This is the doits. And I am going to bring the header up this way and try to spin it around. Of course, I don't want to damage any crop because we need every grain that we can to feed the animals. Can the doits even get this up the hill? The answer is no, it cannot. All right. Let's drop that off. Let's get the doits out of here. We'll go park the doits kind of down by the manure. Oh, I probably should see how much manure we got overnight. Just for curiosity, I mean, in case you guys are wondering yourselves, if you would like to have some chickens with the enhanced animal mod and get some manure from them, do they produce enough manure to actually benefit you? Probably on a small farm. Well, we are to 344 liters, so that's not too bad. All right, let's go into the store. I'll just look at the used section. Not that I want to buy anything used, but I think we're just going to go with the JCB Fast Track. Do I have the modded JCBs in here? I do. Top speed is 43. That's the Challenger. That's not going to be a speed demon. That's 43. I think we'll just go ahead with this one right here. Be the same one as we used on Hinterland. Tires. Those don't look too bad. I think we'll actually go with those. Can I get wide tires and weights on them? Is wide tires and weights a thing on... I don't think so. Let's go ahead and stick with those tires there. We will get... There we go. I like that look. Tinted windows. 80%, yes. I don't think we need any warning signs. It's just us. Beacon. Well, of course we'll get a beacon. I mean, light ramps? Oh, LED light bar on the top. Okay. Flash LEDs. Sure. Covering what? Oh, I see. I think we'll leave it like that. Doesn't look too bad. And we'll leave the color the way it is. Not going to do anything different in the color. And price, well, I mean, if you're curious, it's $2.92. Let's go ahead and buy that. And let's go on down to the store. Now we got ourselves a transporter. While we're here, let's bring back, or at least I shouldn't say bring back, pick up our trailer, at least one of them. This will be used to feed the animals, the ducks and the chickens. I don't think it'll feed, so if the feed trough was empty, I don't think this could fill it. I think the feed trough holds 80,000 liters, and this is a 50-something, 52, 53,000 liter grain trailer. Trying to think, I don't think it's even worth keeping the other one. Does this one take manure? Where are my trailers? Yes, it does. It does. Although I probably put manure actually in the other one, because that holds a little bit more. I don't know why I'm bringing this down here, because that needs to go into a shed. Probably need another shed around here to park our other trailers in. Alright, can you get this trailer up the hill? That's a little bit better. Yeah, this is going to be a little bit tricky. Let's do it like that. I think that'll work. I think that'll work for me. And now we'll get the combine up the hill. I mean, it really should be going all the way around. I'm trying to take a shortcut. Of course, the easy thing to do is just cut down more trees and it wouldn't be a problem. Yeah, I think I got it to where this will work. Maybe. Not quite lined up. Ooh, oh, always. Oh, there it is. Got it. Oh, but it spun me around. Now that's a problem. All right. Okay, I need to drop off. Drop that off there. Yeah, I think because my auger pipe is kind of going to be a problem. All right, you know what? We got ourselves a chainsaw. Let's solve the problem ourselves. Do I need to cut down another one? I don't think so. I think I can get by with that. There we go. Should be all set. Oh, I need to unfold the header. Yeah, I do that all the time. There we go. Let's not take the trailer with us. And he still does it. Well, so far, the combine going uphill seems to be doing just fine. Just going to move this out of the way and turn off the engine. So, yeah, the working speed of the header is 6 miles an hour. And so far going uphill, it did rather okay. At least there it did. And the combine is in pretty darn good shape, too. So, maybe if it was worn down halfway, maybe it wouldn't be able to do so. Yeah, I think we'd be fine on the animal feed until next May. That's when we should expect more chickens. And that means June for the ducks. So, yeah, with the amount of feed we have, June gets us almost into next harvest season. I think we're going to be just fine until next year. And then once all the reproduction starts happening next year, I don't know how much feed we're going to need. Are we going to have enough? Who knows? But I hope to get a lot of trees cut this winter. All the fields that we currently have that are going to be harvested will have wheat or barley into them. I still got to figure out a true crop rotation because I don't want to hurt our yield. If I just do wheat, barley, and sorghum, I think it drops down like 80% yield almost every harvest, which is not good. We could throw oats in there. Oats was a good crop rotation for wheat and sorghum. But oats is a crop that the chickens and ducks don't use. So I'm trying to trying to find a way to do this. I don't think there's any really good way to do it. And that's why sometimes crop rotation is good for you, but it also does add the challenge of, well, you got to still find a good rotation or else the yield's going to be terrible. Look at all that sorghum coming on in. Kind of hoping to get around so I can bring the grain trailer up here and unload the combine, because we're definitely going to fill this sun up. I don't know if I'll make it back around to the starting point. Now, going downhill won't be a problem. Going back uphill at some point could be. But if the combine can handle this, then, you know, not too bad. Yeah, so expanding this field here, we would expand it that direction where it's mostly flat and kind of stay away from this point here and to the right, as you can see as we start going downhill. Of course, I could cut some trees like right in front of us and make a short access way up to here. A lot of things I can do until next season. But the main goal currently is just to, you know, take the fields that we have and expand them. And I'm focusing on the one way over. Well, I don't want to say way over, but on the other side over there. Made some really good progress. Right, so I'm 90% full. And filling up fast. I'm going to be just shy of getting around this headland, aren't I? Alright, I mean, it's a good problem to have. But I think we can manage getting the Winter Wolf up here and the grain trailer to unload. And I think I left the Winter Wolf back at the farmyard, right? Or no? Oh, farmyard's up here. Yeah, let's go ahead and drop that off. Yeah, so a second truck probably wouldn't be too bad either. All the trailers should be in here. So this field's going to yield rather well. Oh, that's right. I cut down the log there, didn't I? All right. I have to go around it. And see, I left myself enough space between the trees and the field to get around. Not on purpose, but we did so. All right, that was not that bad. Alright, so the angle is too much, or it doesn't sense the trailer being there. Am I too far? Oh, there we go. There we go. So what is our expected yield? 141%. So while that's unloading, let's go sorghum. Then if I put wheat in it, because that's the crop I would love to use. Wheat's not. Okay, so then if I go... I'm just looking at the wheat ratio to see what that does. Yeah, it doesn't look that good. Unless I leave the field fallow for a year, which kind of sucks. And there we go. Sorghum, wheat, barley doesn't really do anything for us. And like I said, this rotation's all right. How about if I put barley in there? Sugar beet. Don't think so. Soybeans kind of even it out. And that's why I planted soybeans in the field up ahead. Yeah, I can't really find a true good one that's going to be beneficial to us every year. And that's why we got to make more fields, because in the rotation, when we have fields some year, they're going to have crop in it that don't feed our animals. But after we harvest this crop here, this is all the crop we'll have for animals until next season. But I think we're going to be okay. And let's see if that was, I can see what this holds, 24,000 liters or something like that. We may get 60,000 liters off this field. Fingers crossed.
When you were leaving, I need you even more than I did before. You had the last word when you walked out the door. You drive me crazy, I want you to stay here. Now I'm here alone, I hate this party and I don't it started. You say you're sorry, so we forget about it. Simple as that, but I don't know where my heart is. Still all that I want is you.
Now, thinking about it, actually what we could do, because, I mean, these fields are so close to one another, is I could just, you know, even cut down all those trees there and merge these two fields together and have just one really huge field up here. Kind of a good thing about an open map, well, I say open map, beside the trees, we have ourselves a lot of options here of what we want to do. Probably merging the fields together is not that bad of an idea. But we should be pretty close to 60,000 liters of sorghum off this field. Put it all into the silo, and I'll take care of the chickens and the ducks in a month or so. Not enough to fill up even one trough all the way, but it will hold us off until next harvest season, I believe. And as we can see, the combine is not really having any issues whatsoever going up and down this field. Still harvesting at 6 miles an hour, which is the max that it can do for the header. This field will need to be mulched on down. I may only mulch the sorghum fields. I may not mulch all the fields every year. Just the ones with sorghum. We'll probably get to rolling them. Well, Frank will get to rolling them. I may not. I may do a field now and then. For the most part, I think that'll be up to Frank and Francine and Franco and Frank Jr. and Francesca. And so far, so good with a honeybee 60-foot header. We're not having any issues of missing crops anywhere. Not much of a flex header this, so the ground is relatively flat in most areas. It's not a bad rate that this empties, but we'd like to see it maybe just a little bit faster. Maybe like 20% faster. It just looks like there's a whole lot coming out there, and it's not equaling exactly what's coming out. If that makes sense. All right, so this just needs to go up over the hill. Soybeans won't be ready until October, I think. Yeah, probably have to use the T8 on this hill to mulch. We'll just get this ready for harvesting the soybeans. Yeah, like I said, I think it's October. Wasn't that long ago when I was cutting down for this field here, I'm like, this is a nice sized field, and now as I move forward, it's starting to be like, yeah, these fields need to be a lot bigger. Yeah, it looks like they're going to be ready. Yield's going to be good, but, you know, soybeans, I don't really care. I may just sell these straight up as well instead of putting them to the silo and waiting until next July. I think that's when they'll be time to be sold. Saving for the best price, not really a concern anymore, as you can tell. Let's get on over to the tree harvester, and you can see what the area now looks like. Yeah, so I just got this little strip in here. Actually, let me get into fly mode so you can see a little bit better of exactly what it looks like. So there's the harbor right there. I cut the trees down all the way to the rocks. And, yeah, that's what 250 trees cut look like. Mostly through there and a little bit on the side of the road. So I still got about 50 more, just shy of 50 more to go. And then we'll have a nice addition to that field up there. Let's turn off flight mode again so I can get into here. I did top this off with fuel before I came up here. And I've gone through a third of a tank of diesel already. It's going to be nice around here now with all those stumps I was working around. Wasn't bad. The only difficult part was when I was picking up the logs with the autoloader, the trailer once in a while would bounce around, causing some issues. But now that I prepaid Billy all the way up to 2,000 trees, I can get rid of the stumps mostly at any time. I actually thought about giving him $500,000 and just be a lifetime tree stump cutter. $500,000 would be probably overpaying. I don't know if I'll ever get around to cutting down that many trees. But never know. I still haven't gone back on my Green Mountain Forest in FS19. I don't know if I ever I probably showed a couple times how many trees we cut down there. But the series ended abruptly because mods were not working anymore with the global company. It wasn't the global company's fault. It was the mods never updated I was using to the global company update. And if you're unfamiliar with that series, well, it was kind of just a forestry map like here. And basically that forestry map didn't have no roads or nothing. Just started at the shop. And we had to make our own road all the way down to the sell point. And that terrain there was a little bit more uneven than here. So a little bit more landscaping to get the roads to work. And we got around to having some production buildings. I think we had about 3 or 4 fields, something like that. We were working on it. Come on. There you go. Sometimes the trees are a little bit tricky. So I can't wait to see the little ducklings that we'll get next month. But we got a little bit more work to do around here before we move on to another month. Got some wheat that needs to be planted. And while I'm taking care of that, Frank and company can be mulching the sorghum in that field that we just harvested. Get that ready for replanting. And I guess I got to figure out my crop rotation. I keep saying that, but I just want to get or find a way to do wheat, barley, and sorghum and getting it in the positive for a good yield every year. I mean, I'm not looking for 115% every year. If I could even get 105% every year on those 3 crops, that'd be great. Or a variation of 110%, 100%, 105%. We'll figure something out. Then we'll have to slowly take care of the animals, the birds, managing exactly how many we want for a season. So in reality, I mean, with the numbers, if we have 1,000 chickens and they're all adults, when they go to all reproduce, we can go from 1,000 right up to 10,000. So I mean, it's not going to take long to get that high. So that's why I'm trying to manage the birds already. Because I don't think we got enough fields to feed 20,000 birds at all. I mean, I could actually go on the test mat, get myself a full chicken pen and see what a full pen will take for food in a year. And then I'll know exactly how much we need. But then I feel like I want to surprise myself on this series here and not know exactly how much we need and stress out about it. Because that's the kind of farmer that I am. But that mod came out just in time for this series, honestly, to let us know how much feed we need per year. And that was the thing with the, I think it was part of the Seasons mod in FS19 when you had an animal pen. It pretty much showed you how much feed you need for a year. I think that was part of the Seasons mod. I know it was part of a mod. I don't remember exactly which one, but I want to say it was the Seasons mod. So like when on Griffin, Indiana, when we had the 2,000 cows, it pretty much said, you need this much feed for a year. Don't get stuck on the tree. So you get into a nice rhythm. Every once in a while you get a tree that wants to be stubborn. And then it sounds like it cuts. And then it cuts. So this field here, even though it's not a field yet, it will be by the end of September. This will be a field, and we'll probably throw wheat into it. I don't want to go wheat in every field, but wheat will get more numbers than if we did barley. Because I'm looking for liters, not the value of the crop. So I will continue this later on. I did want to show me cutting down just a few trees, because some people said you're not showing enough cutting down trees, so there we have it. I want to get over to the versatile. I'm going to back on up, of course, to our drill, and we're going to switch that on over to, yeah, that's right, wheat. Then we'll get this field done. Get it all set for next season. Now, I won't get any weeds in this field either because it was plowed this year. It's kind of funny when, how much more brighter it gets on the map the more trees I cut down. I know, like in the first few episodes, a lot of people saying it's dark, brighten it up. It's like, oh, it's just because of the amount of trees we got here. It'll get better. Alright, so it's going to require a lot of fertilizer, it looks like, but cereal crop will do that. And this is another bonus of having a direct drill. You don't have to cultivate a field before you drill in it. So even going slightly uphill there, the versatile is, the wheels are slipping. So I may actually, oh, I'm going to hit that tree, aren't I? All right, but we got around it. I may actually have to look at that versatile pack again. And maybe we'll swap out this for a versatile with tracks on it. I think tracks will get us better grip. And we can sell this one right here. Swapping things out, it's not going to matter. Money, we got more than we can deal with, actually. And this field will get bigger. Also, just want to keep going up the road with it. But now that we got a crop in it, I'll have to wait until next season. But what I could do is just like leave a tree line there and then work up the road of it, and then next year I'll just have to cut down a few trees and then merge it together. I got a little bit closer to the trees than I thought I did when I was plowing it in. Once I get around one time, then I won't have to worry about hitting trees anymore. It's just that I'm driving an articulated tractor and hauling 2 implements. So this field can be rolled later on. Now that I start to think about it, probably will be needing a lot of these tractors. Because, I mean, the New Holland could be like mulching a field, and the McCormick can be rolling a field. JCB is just pretty much on shuttle duty, transporting the trailer for the header around wherever it's needed. It's there to get to point A to point B rather quickly. And the Deutz will just stick around the farmyard to put bales into the coops for the chicks and the ducks. And I think a second truck, I've said a few times, would not be a bad idea around here either. Maybe, I thought about getting 2 Winter Wolves, but I think 1 Winter Wolf is good. So maybe we'll just get like a different truck. Nearing top of the hour, so that means some beams and everything at the sawmill will be sold. I think I usually get about maybe 40,000. Was it 40,000 every hour I was getting from there? Could be more than that. I really don't remember. Get that little piece that we missed here. I think this drill is probably the right size for what we're doing here. There is another one on Mod Hub that's like 10 meters wider. This is a... Oh wait, is this the 18 or the 23? This might be just the 18, which means I think there's one that's a 35 meter? And that'd be for the real big maps, which I don't really see myself getting on. If I do a real big map, it'll be like a short little series just to fool around on. But I'm using the big equipment here. Probably 4 more passes and this field will be drilled and ready to grow some wheat. Doesn't seem to be good land over here. A lot of silty clay. But not much I can do about it. It's not like I can dig up the ground or bring in a whole bunch of good soil for us to farm on. It's not like I can go ahead and, you know, sell this plot and just go take a soil sample somewhere else. I think you got to create a field before you can actually get a soil sample from it. You just can't go like in a forest area, take a soil sample, and it'll be like, oh, this is the type of soil there is. You need you definitely need to have a field. Is it silty clay all on this field? Let's see what that does for our expected yield currently. So yield potential was 89, but with everything else, all the bonuses that we got it up to 101% yield. So that's pretty darn good, I guess. Of course, our crop rotation's bringing most of it, because there's nothing been grown here before, so that gives us 115%. And I'll park this next to the seed hut, because I'm going to have to fill this up for the next time. Now I got to figure out what to plant in those two fields over there, because those had a crop in it before. But we are getting there. Let's go ahead on down, and we'll just go ahead and end up the episode by putting in the crop. 77,372 liters of sorghum off this field. Yeah, the winter wolf doesn't even like going uphill with that much grain behind it. So far, the only thing that's really worked well going uphill is the combine. And I gotta remember, I got a log up here I need to pick up. We'll have to delimit first of all, not a big deal. And voila. I should unload. No, it won't unload with the truck off. So leave that going. Yeah, I probably should put maybe one of the billboard signs up so I can kind of see roughly what we got for totals in here. You just walk up to it. Actually, I kind of forgot that we had other sorghum in here, so that would be enough to feed one, fill one of the feed troughs. We'll take a little jaunt on down here just to see the chicks one more time. So we'll do the same as the ducks as we did the chicks at the beginning of the episode. When October comes, we'll sell the original 8 ducks, and that way, they take 6 months to mature, and then 2 months to reproduce, so 8 months before they reproduce again. And, yeah, we got these little guys running around here. I hear you, little fella. We hear you. But one day we're going to have 2,000 chicks, or chickens, running around here. It's going to be a handful. But it's the beginning, yeah. So we're down to, I don't want to say down to 78 chickens. We started with 8, and we're already up to 78 after selling 8. So yeah, when these reproduce, we're going to be up to almost near, possibly 1,000. Possibly. And then when those reproduce, it'll be right up to 10,000, Well, we can only fit 2,000 per chicken coop. But what we're going to do is we're going to take 8 chicks from here, 1 rooster, 7 hens, and we'll put them in another chicken coop. And the reproduction can go on and on. But that won't be too far away. That'll be sometime next year. But that's going to do it for today. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. And I'll catch you again right here in Oceanside Forest. But until then, have a good one.